regular meeting of the Lompoc City Council for Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Vega.
Here.
Councilmember Cordova.
Here.
Councilmember Ball.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dirk Starbuck.
Present.
Mayor Janelle Osborne.
Here. Mr. Malave, do we have any reportable action from closed session?
Yes, Mayor. The closed session items on the agenda tonight, the City Council met and discussed all those items, and there is reportable action on number 1. That was 2 cases of initiation of litigation. In the first case, the council directed the City Attorney's Office to initiate litigation by a vote of 4-1, with Councilmember Vega voting no. In the second case, there was a 5-0 unanimous vote to direct the City Attorney's Office to initiate litigation. The details of those matters will become public when the litigations are filed in court. Item number 2 was a real property negotiation item with regard to 127 South I Street. Councilmember Starbuck recused himself from that discussion due to a real property interest that is nearby. The council gave direction to staff on that item. Items number 3 and 4, council gave direction to staff on those items, but there was no reportable action on items 2, 3, or 4. And that concludes the report.
Thank you so very much. All right, please join me and Pastor John McIntosh for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, seeing as we have no pastor, we will move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I would now like to invite the students who contributed to the artwork contest to come forward and stand here at the front. So if you entered, come on up. Stand here in front so we can all see you. So tonight, we're pleased to recognize 14 local high school students who submitted artwork for our City of Lompoc's 135th birthday logo contest. You can observe the submissions posted here along the dais. The middle 2 pieces of artwork created by Alyssa Lazos and Michaela June were used as inspiration for the city birthday logo, which is the top logo in the little poster here off to the side. The logo is in banners throughout our city facilities and on the light poles in Old Town, and we hope you will join us again for our 3-day long celebration, August 11th, 12th, and 13th, concluding with a 135th birthday ceremony at the revamped Centennial Park at 11 a.m. on Sunday, August 13th. I'm going to read all of the students' names that participated, and when I get to yours, raise your hand so we recognize you because you showed up to get recognized. And then I have certificates for everybody that I will give to your teacher and she can hand out after we're done. And then, did I see staff get a photo? And you have some other items that you'd like to gift them? All right, and we have goodie bags for you. So here are the students that the Lompoc High School art teacher, Elizabeth Alvarez, standing in the lovely dress, taught these students many of these students this past year. So we have Alyssa Lazos and Michaela June, who tied for first place, and we combined their submissions into the logo. We have Diane Custodio, who had second place, and Guillermo Olguin, who had third place. And then, pardon me if I pronounce it wrong, Nevia? Is that correct? Neve, thank you for telling me how to say it properly. Neve Taronis, Alicia Sayed, Annabelle Andelon, Clara Ainsworth, Daniel Rios Garcia, Alan Ramirez Aldez, Mercedes Oropeza, Colby Garcia, Ruby Montelago Perez, and Danny Mesa. So again, don't forget, there'll be 3 days of birthday celebration. On Friday, the 11th, will be part of Old Town Market, the final Old Town Market of the year. And then on this Saturday, the 12th, will be the police car show is moving downtown. And there will be a car shuttle between Ryan Park and the city parking lot to help you with parking. So there'll be opportunities to participate downtown, even though the parking lots will be filled with cars to go look at. There will be shuttles from other lots. And then on Sunday, we're rededicating Centennial Square Park in downtown. It's getting a revamp, if anybody's noticed the fences around it. And so at 11 a.m., we will rededicate the park and celebrate our 135th birthday and Electric Division's 100th birthday at 11. And all of the community is welcome to come out. So don't forget about that as part of this logo celebration. So there'll be flyers if anybody wants them. All right, we will come back to the agenda, and City Manager, Mr. Albro.
Yeah, I want to take a moment to recognize somebody, and that's Gabe Garcia, who will be our HR director. If I could, I'd like to detail a little bit about how that became about. In 2010, during the budget shortfalls and deficits, we actually eliminated that position, and our intent was to have the attorneys negotiate for MOU adjustments and any HR litigation we had. And through the years, Gabe Garcia has stepped up and has actually now become the leader of doing this, and it has saved the city tons of money. But not only that, he's really increased the relationships we have with our unions and our staff. He's also done an outstanding job in recruiting and retaining talent for the city. So I'm very proud. And I don't know if Gabe wants to say anything, but I'm very proud and honored to tell. Congratulations to you, Gabe.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Dean. And I just want to say it's a pleasure for me and an honor to serve this city, our community, our employees, and I can't say enough about how much I'm so proud to just be part of this organization. I also want to thank my family. My family is a huge support for me that allows me to do the work that I do, because it gets pretty stressful at times, and they understand and they see that, and without that support system, it'd be really difficult to do what we do here. And I just want to say we have a wonderful community here. We have amazing employees. And to see what they do for our community and the way they serve our community, it's just an honor for me. And Dean, thank you very much. You and I have served together and worked and had some difficult times here, but we were able to get through them. And I look forward to continuing to serve this city, the city council, city manager, and our citizens and our employees. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anything else for us?
No, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Any questions for the city manager? Councilmember Cordova.
I just want to say thank you to Gabe for the professionalism and the dedication, to your family as well for their support. I have always experienced a very neutral presentation on everything that you bring before council, and I appreciate that very much, because you're always looking out for the best interest of the city employees as well as for the best interest of the city, so I thank you for that.
All right, thank you. And moving on, we will go to consent calendar. If you would like to speak on an item on consent calendar, you may come to the microphone and have 3 minutes, or you may call in at 805-875-8201. Again, this is public comment on items 1 through 5 on consent calendar.
Nick Nikolenko, citizen of Lompoc. Item number 5 on the consent calendar. I actually support the city's decision in opposition to what the state is trying to push, because before we can develop more housing, before we can build all these low-income units that the state is requiring of us, we need to get things in order within our community. We need to get crime in order. We need to get the drug trafficking in order. We need to get the children trafficking in order even, because that is all happening within our community. We may not think that it's happening, but it is. I have seen things in this community that would shock people living in this community. Things right outside my apartment complex that are unacceptable. And before we can get more low-income housing, more housing in general, our crime needs to be handled. The gang activity needs to be handled. We don't even have a gang enforcement unit, really, because it's what, 2 officers, and that's not acceptable for the amount of crime within our community. We don't even have the resources to take care of the influx of people who would be moving into these low-income residences, into these residences that the state is demanding that we develop. Where would we put these apartments? Where would we put these houses? We do not have the room. And it would be a disservice to our community to just let the state dictate what we can do in our community. Thank you.
Thank you for waving your hands. That's the appropriate response. All right, seeing no one call in and no one else rise, we will close oral communication on consent calendar and bring it back to council. All items listed under consent calendar are considered to be routine and will be enacted after one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless good cause is shown prior to the council vote. Any items withdrawn from the consent calendar for separate discussion will be addressed immediately before the second oral communications near the end of the meeting. Are there any questions or items to pull? Councilmember Starbuck.
I don't want to pull because we don't have anything afterwards to put this after, but I did have a question on the airport, item 4, and this is a finance question more than anything. On page 4, it talks about if this project goes over balance or over budget on it, that we're going to borrow against the water fund for any difference. They already have a loan out from the general fund for security fencing, et cetera, down there on property, and we're probably going to wind up having to pay for cleanup on that area. Why are we using the water fund, or could we use the loan on the water fund to pay the general fund? And how is the airport enterprise? It's our smallest enterprise, I think, almost, and it's borrowing money now, and we're borrowing again.
Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. The first thing would be that we aren't expecting there to have this need. This is an in-case situation. The airport is our smallest fund, or one of the smallest funds, and it is currently drawing down grant funds. This whole project here is in relationship to a large grant that we received. And so the water fund is picked because it is our strongest enterprise fund. We have another loan to the airport from the water fund, and it just seemed to be a natural.
So total of 3 loans if we need it in this. Then.
Correct. The loan that is there is from years before, and I would work with the airport and with the water fund to look at terms that would be acceptable, and that would be something that if that came to pass, we could bring that back for specific review if that was necessary.
I'm just looking for you because all of a sudden you go from managing 1 loan and now you're into 2, and now you could possibly be into 3. So
we do have some internal loans, and we have a way to track those, and we report on those regularly.
Just wanted to find out for myself. Thank you. I'll go ahead and move we accept consent.
All right, Councilmember Ball.
I just had a quick question on item 3, real quick, if I could. Just for clarity, Mr. Valle, maybe he could come up and speak. been so patient here. So a few of you may or may not know, I'm on the local water board here as part of my duties with the city, and I've learned a lot about water, so I'm always interested when something's coming around to help us with conserving more water and being more appropriate with water. So this looks like a pretty decent grant with a tiny bit of supplemental monies from a city water fund. But talk about this grant and what it's going to do. And then the last thing was, at the end of the staff report, it mentions we're going to save upwards of 70 acre feet of water a year. That's a lot. So maybe you could just talk about this item and what's happening.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Please.
thank you for bringing me up, and I would like to share the good news too. So it's the grant's going to be roughly $450,000. IRWM, the Integrated Regional Water Management Program, is a state-funded program. It is it's been around since 2002. It was passed by Senate Bill 1672, and it's really something that was pushed because of the drought in recent years. So in 2010, there was a funding cycle through this, and in this past year, 2022, they released another funding cycle. We applied during drought conditions, so it was really something that we thought we do a great job at conserving water. Our residential gallon per capita per day is very low, so compared to the national standard and state standards and state trends, but we can do better. We can still do better, and I think water, it's a finite resource. It's something that we want to conserve as much as possible. So with fixing leaks, repairing leaks, looking at ourselves as what we can do better to conserve water, and then also doing something to supplement residential, commercial, just our customer base, and really trying to help them conserve water through the repair and detection of leaks, because a lot of times people don't know they have water leaks in their home, and we're the first ones to initiate contact on that. So yeah, it's a great program. We're happy, we're excited to get the money and use it for a variety of projects. Really, we're going to look at ourselves, at our mainline system, look at some technologies to see what we can do better to monitor pressure and see what anomalies pop up and where we can kind of track it down and tighten up a little more. But
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. So I just wanted to share that little bit of good news for you. And for all that didn't know this, something I've learned that you should all take and share with your neighbors, that the people of Lompoc, citizens of Lompoc, conserve water per capita better than any other folks that live in the county. So we're doing a really good job there. And to have city's water department actually being proactive and trying to get a hold of people that may have some leaks they didn't know about that they have to pay for, it's very proactive. So I just wanted to thank you and the water department for working so hard to help us conserve and maybe save a little bit of money too.
yeah, thank you for bringing it up. We're happy
Thank
to
you.
do what we can to help.
Mayor and council, also on this item number 3, we had some revisions to the agreement that's attached, and it was passed out to you and also put on the table outside for the public. So the staff recommendation is to approve that revised agreement.
Okay. All right, so we've had a motion to accept consent calendar with the update. Councilmember Cordova?
Second?
All right, and we have a second. Roll call vote, please. Maybe not roll call, vote, please. Sorry, I was thinking about a different meeting I have to go to. That passes 5-0. All right, we have no staff presentation announcements or requests. So now we will have oral communication. This is your time to speak to us about city matters that are not on the agenda. You have 3 minutes. You may come to the podium, or you may call in at 805-875-8205, 875-8205.
Madam Mayor, City Council, so it has come to my attention that there is a commission that is not meeting due to vacancies. The Public Safety Commission not meeting is a failure to the city, to the citizens, because where will they go to express the issues that they see within our community on a day-to-day basis? They feel they're not being heard by the police department. They feel they're not being heard. So who are they going to go to if there's no public safety if there's no public safety commission that is meeting? Because when that was meeting, that was an outlet for people to come and bring up issues within our community with the chief of police right there, sitting right in the room, right in the meeting, and he was actually hearing the issues. And there was no, okay, we'll take a message and we'll have him call you. You could bring things up to him right then and there. You could bring things up to decision makers in our community. And to be going without this commission, that's a disservice. That puts our public safety in jeopardy because there are things happening with our community that are not okay. And people, they want to bring these issues to light, but they're not being heard. They're not being heard when they try to bring up the drug dealing happening right outside their apartment complexes. They're not being heard when they're trying to bring up the trafficking of people right through their parking lot, or the homeless issues, or the gang violence. Nobody is listening to them. They need an outlet. This community needs an outlet. There have been applications turned in for Public Safety Commission for the 3 vacant seats, 2 city council appointments and the mayor's appointment. I myself have put in my application, and I'm sure many others have too as well. And I urge the city council and the mayor to make a decision on filling these seats, because without this commission, the citizens have nobody they can come to. Thank you very much.
My name is Sherry Foster. I am a U.S. Air Force veteran. I have been a member of this community for almost 22 years. I would like to bring up more public awareness to the obvious for what is not happening with our city council when it comes to addressing grievances of its citizens. Leanne Wollover requested the city council to conduct an independent forensic audit of Explore Lompoc LLC. These complaints are legitimate and require the city council to act upon the citizens' complaints with the truth and transparency, which Jeremy Ball has stated in previous city council meetings and provided answers to past citizen concerns. Now, Councilmember Jeremy Ball is implicated for not supporting the audit request and may have complicity with the July 23, 2023 article in the LompocToday.com. Is Jeremy Ball secretly working with Gilda Cordova? His F-70 filings for the past 2 years are linked to the article for the public with the CanaEquity.com company bottle branding DBA. Several ministers spoke of the 30% plus fee for fireworks sales as outrageous. They paid to participate in the city's annual 4th of July fireworks program. It is a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 against the ministries and all the citizens of this community whose grievances have not been addressed. My recommendation is simple solution, free from city oversight and control. I will support a local nonprofit formed by the citizens of Lompoc to provide a platform of education, promote leadership, entrepreneurship for our children and citizens through community service activities. cityserve.us/4-churches/ a nonprofit which only aligns with the ministries of local communities, has been started in Samaria Healing Rooms to provide housing, food, and clothing to those in need, with 100% being returned to the people. We also have our youth leaders of the Lompoc Valley through the Chamber of Commerce and LUSD. This is a request for the City Council to add to their agenda for consideration for restoring faith and trust with the citizens of Lompoc. Thank you for your time and service.
Hello, my name is James Silva. I've lived on the south side for 38 years and retired there. Used to be a nice, quiet, peaceful neighborhood. Now it's a ghetto. Same thing that guy says, drug dealing, graffiti, guns. But that's not what I came to talk about. I'm just going to say one thing about that. If you're going to vote on any policy to bring in any more irresponsible people, I don't mean racism, I don't mean poor, but I know the cops can't deal with what we got going. It's too much. We've got more than our share. So vote against any of that. It's time that we started realizing what's going to do our community good rather than bad. What I came to talk about really was solar panels on my roof. I've been calling around to try and get solar panels because I'm very concerned about climate change. And if anybody's been listening lately to the news, you are too. We got about 5 tipping points that we're on the verge of. Every fraction of a % of warming that we can stop does us some good. The bad things that are going to happen, the storms are going to get stronger. The winds that have already been causing a lot of our problems are going to get probably twice as strong. The refugees, you're not going to stop those desperate, hungry people who can't live down there. They're coming. They'll be shooting them at the border. We don't want that. We've got to look ahead at what's happening, and we got to get ready. Doesn't mean that it's going to, it's not going to be as good as it is now, but we can be ready and we can still make it livable. So the policy we have now in Lompoc is very disincentive to putting solar panels on your roof. I've been talking to solar companies, and in the last 2 days, 3 of them won't even talk to me because I'm in Lompoc. Just talked to a guy in Santa Barbara this afternoon who represents a big solar roofing company. He says, oh yeah, Lompoc, they're the worst. And he says, oh, not, I said, is it just because they don't give you incentives? He says, no, administrative, they make it so hard to get it done. So now I was talking to Jennifer, and she says that you've got some rate review coming up, or sometime in the future where you can consider this. Well, I don't know if you have to wait that long. But knowing what's coming climate-wise, it's irresponsible and immoral to continue with this policy.
Thank you.
You got the message.
We did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a caller? Okay.
Hi, my name's Katie Kidman, and I'm here to speak about the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, which rests on the principle that no person or institution, including the government, has a monopoly on the truth, and that viewpoint-based suppression of speech by the government is dangerous and may even spell the death of a constitutional republic. If there is any fixed star in our constitutional constellation, it is that no official, high or petty, can prescribe what shall be orthodox in politics, nationalism, religion, or other matters of opinion. Under the First Amendment, government has no power to restrict expression because of its message, its ideas, its subject matter, or its content. Labeling speech misinformation does not strip it of its First Amendment protection. That is so even if the speech is untrue, as some false statements are inevitable. If there is to be an open and vigorous expression of views in private and public conversations, in refusing to carve out a First Amendment exception for false speech, the founders of our Constitution recognize the significant danger in making the government the ultimate arbiter of truth. The architects of this censorship industrial complex have stripped me of my First Amendment right to freedom of the press and freedom of expression. They think they should be able to determine what is and isn't uploaded to YouTube or any other platform on the internet. As for the past year, I have been prohibited from uploading videos to any platform, or I will be incarcerated. For the record, ladies and gentlemen, these types are the walking, talking epitome of the very tyrant that our forefathers recognized would gravitate towards government service. For this reason, they drafted the First Amendment. I thank them for their foresight. I thank them for recognizing that tyrants like them will do everything in their power to control speech, to control freedom, and to take away our rights. And they've written a document that isn't going to allow them to do that. That you don't have the power you are attempting to take, and that you do not have the right to limit our freedom of speech, our freedom of association, and our right to communicate. Thank God we have the First Amendment so that we can stop them from doing what they have been doing to me and many others that have been abused by the system. God bless America.
Please put the caller through.
Good evening, you're live in the Lompoc City Council meeting. You have 3 minutes to give your public comment. Please go ahead.
Yes, my name's Gloria Emery, and I represent the Cornerstone Church here in Lompoc that we did the fireworks just recently. I was just informed that they gave us the bill for the fireworks, and it's not good. I really hope that the 30% can be reimbursed to us and to all the other fireworks booths. Can you, I would like to see if I can get a comment. I was told that Jeremy Ball was the one to talk to. I want some answers, and it would be really, really good if we could get that 30% back. You guys took the 4%. I have no problem with that. It's the 3%, the 30%, or even lower it. I would kind of like the 30% back. Also, the other people were talking about the crime. The Flower Festival was not safe. We didn't make anything there. We are a nonprofit church, and we didn't make anything there because it was not safe. Even with fencing, there was fights. There was all kinds of things going on. And then even I was told that the police department didn't want to come in there, that we were on our own because they had security. Well, the security didn't help. It was not enough. Also, I was just informed about our bill. Our electric bill is going up to 30%. That's what I saw on, a friend of mine was seeing on the forum. Now, I don't understand that. It's already high. Everything around here is high. So can I get a comment? Can someone tell me what's going on here? And Jeremy Ball, can you say something to me regarding the fireworks? I'm waiting. Hello?
Hello, we're here.
Okay. Is there a way that Jeremy Ball can answer that? Is the city going to reimburse the church from the last time that we talked?
Public comment is just to air your opinion, and council can't respond directly to public comment, is my understanding.
Okay, so then when will they respond? How would we know they will respond?
You can contact them by email. You can.
Okay. Well, then I think I'm done.
Oh yes.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
Any other callers? All right, we will close oral communications and bring it back to the agenda. Did we have any written communications?
No, ma'am, nothing.
All right. One more chance for oral communications. This time it's only 2 minutes. So if you still have something you'd like to share with us, you may call in at 805-875-8201, or you can come to the podium for 2 minutes. Normally this is after a very long agenda and gives you a chance to give us more feedback. While we wait to see if there are any calls or anyone rise, I will clarify for those that may not be familiar with what oral communications and public comment are. They are your chance to express your concerns, issues, or suggestions to us. We are not able to engage in a back and forth discussion. We receive your comments, close public comment, and then bring it back for discussion. If there's a discussion you'd like to have, you're welcome to reach out to any of us through our email or phone number contacts. 2 minutes is still available if you'd like to speak.
I won't need 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just add one more point, that I really appreciate that Lompoc's got inexpensive electricity rates. We could still have inexpensive rates if we charged another $1 or $2 and use that as an incentive program or whatever for people with solar, doing it the same way that the bigger companies do. But I think looking into that for a way to do it would be really a result in a positive for the community and for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, seeing no one else rise and no one call in for additional oral communications, we'll close the second oral communication and bring it back to council for comments and meeting reports. Councilmember Ball.
Nothing to report.
Councilmember Vega.
Nothing to report.
Councilmember Cordova.
No report.
Councilmember Starbuck.
No reports, but a small request. I'm going to try again, and hopefully I can get the backing on this, that we have staff talk with Santa Barbara County and possibly FEMA about doing something with the McLaughlin crossing. It still shows up on the county's general plan. The county, as far as I know, had never responded the last time we had approached them. I'd like to try again, just to try and open that low water crossing out there at McLaughlin.
Councilmember Ball.
I'd second any sort of questions that led to an answer.
I will support that. I do know we received a letter saying they weren't going to put it on their budget at that window, but that was the end of it. So re-engaging them on additional issues that we're seeing occur from it wouldn't hurt, so I'll give you your third. All right. All right. Northern California Power Agency meetings, Santa Barbara County area government meetings, been at Old Town Market every Friday. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. They've been a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who came out for the bicycle ride. That was lots of fun. I attended by invitation. The Future organization is working with UCLA on the Summer of Freedom, and the students invited me to come and answer questions that they're doing research about our community. So I was very honored to be asked very intense and important questions about our community by these young people, and I look forward to them coming later in the fall to present their findings about our community and their suggestions. I attended Colonel Sheffield's retirement out at Vandenberg. We will miss him, but congratulate him on moving on. Couple of things going on in the community. We have the Aquatic Center is offering swim instructor trainings. The deadline to register is this Wednesday, tomorrow. So if you're interested, there's more details on the city website. The Aquatic Center will be closed for maintenance from August 12th through the 27th. I know lots of people have said, why now? It's to revamp and get ready for when school starts and all of the teams using it. So they do it right as school's beginning. I know it seems like why now? Hottest time, but it will reopen and when it really is hot, because it gets hotter in September and October than it is in August. But it's for maintenance and getting ready for the school year and this competitions and maintenance. And last but not least, the Recreation Division is also sponsoring the annual skateboard competition along with Surf Connection and Lompoc Four Square Church. It will be Saturday, August 19th, and if you're interested, you can go online and register, or you can call the Parks and Rec. The cost of the event is $5, and it starts at 10 a.m., so don't forget to attend those. We will adjourn this meeting. Hey, don't forget to go to our birthday events for the weekend of the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Okay, got all that in. So we will adjourn this Lompoc City Council meeting until the next regular meeting on August 15th, 2023.